Alrighty. So in today's video, we're going to be talking about how you can make your first $10,000 with the highly profitable put ratio spread. And the reason is because in my previous video where I talked about the #1 secret to becoming consistently profitable trading options, I shared this put ratio spread spreadsheet of my trades where I did it for about a year. And after I shared this, I got a number of people that reached out to me and they are very interested to find out how to put on the put ratio spread for themselves as well. So in this video, I'm going to go a little bit more in depth, share with you, what are things to look out for and also how to construct it and put on the trades for yourself. Alright, so first things first, what is the put ratio spread? If you're not very familiar with what this is, well, first of all, the put ratio spread is a neutral to bullish strategy that has a very high probability, right? So if you set it up the right way and the way that I'm going to share with you, you're going to have more than 80% probability of profit, right? So the put ratio spread is the combination of two things, right? The way you want to look at it is that it is a short put and a long put spread. So basically you receive a credit for the short put, all right, and then with this credit you use it to finance the long put spread. So ideally we want the short put credit to be more than the bear put spread debit. All right, the bear put spread is basically the long put spread. So as you can see down here, the short put down here, you will receive, let's say for example, you receive a credit of $2.44. Then you want the long put spread to be less than this number, right? Anything that is less than this overall spread will be a credit. So in this case, I chose this strike. So in this case, you can see that the debit for this long put spread is lesser than the credit which we receive for the short put. So overall, this will result in a credit. So the short put, or rather the put ratio spread, is a credit spread. Now, if you were to take a look at the chart, you will see it visually that it basically looks like this, right? So you have one long put and then you have two short put, and usually for the put ratio spread, the two short strikes, or rather the two short put, is at the same strike. So if you can see this previous slide down here, you can see that both the short put, right, you have the short put in the debit spread, the put spread, and then the short put, they are both the same strike. So that is why you will see it on your chart most of the time that there is two short puts at one area and then one long put. So you just have to think of this as an embedded long put spread with an additional short put. Right, so most of the time when you put on the put ratio spread, it will be below the market because again, this is a neutral to bullish strategy. So in this way, anything that is above the long put spread will still be a profit because remember, you receive a credit upfront for putting on this spread. So if the market goes all the way to the moon, right, you still at least receive the minimum profit, which is the credit which you receive for selling this put spread, and your max profit will be basically from this point of your long put spread all the way to the other end. And I'll show you more in the risk profile over here. So as you can see over here, this is the risk profile of the put ratio spread. So you can see that there are two short puts at 182.5. So this is the mark down here, 182.5. This is where your short put is, and where your long put is, the beginning of your put spread, is down here, 187.5, right? So this is where it creates this like tent shape kind of a thing down here, a tent shape where your max profit is in this zone. So this is where the current market is right now. So anything above there, right, you will just receive the minimum profit, which is the credit you receive for selling it. So in this case is $1.05, which is $105. But the maximum profit can be above $500 because your long put spread has a width of $5. You can see from 187.5 to 182.5, that is a width of $5. That means that's $500, and then the maximum profit will also include the credit which you receive at the start, right? So you receive $500 plus the credit, which is total of $605 if you manage to pin the strike at expiration for the put ratio spread. So ideally, you want the market to be down here. So imagine this is Mr. Market, all right? So Mr. Market is down here. So what you want him to do is that you ideally want him to come to this beautiful tent of yours, right? So imagine this is like your home, right? You have a nice door down here. What you want to do is when you see Mr. Market, you want to tell him, hey man, I've got a really beautiful house here. Do come in, take a look. And you want him to stay in this house for as long as possible until expiration. That's how you get the max profit down here. But as much as possible, you do not want him to go out the back door. All right, as you can see, you see this red line down here. This is where your break-even price is. So that means anything past this point, you're going to start losing money. As you can see, as the market goes further down, it's going to lose even more money. So this is the back door down here. As much as possible, you do not want Mr. Market to go out this back door, because this is your backyard, right? Your backyard, you're gonna have all sorts of all your little dirty secrets. Maybe, you know, maybe you have your excess stuff, right? All your excess stuff, or maybe, you know, you have some skeleton in your closet, and you know, that's basically the place that you do not want Mr. Market to go to, because this is the graveyard, right? The graveyard, not for him, but for you. And especially you can see this is a steep slope, right? You definitely do not want him to get out the door and then he's going to fall down this slope. So what do you do if Mr. Market happened to go all the way down here, right? Imagine he came to your house, he's liking it, then he got a little bit curious and he sees this door down here, right? And he wants to go out. So at this point, what do you do? This is where you want to distract him and tell him, say, hey man, check out the new lawnmower that you bought, right, for your front garden. So all this part down here, all the way to the front, is the front garden. Tell him, say that, you know, you can play with the lawnmower, just do not go out the back door. Or maybe just distract him, telling him that, hey, you got a type of rare flower that you're growing. Ask him to come and take a look, right? So basically what you want him to do is just stay around this point down here. Do not go to the back door. And in fact, actually, for him to go all the way back there is not that easy, because if you can take a look at the probability here, you can see that the probability of profit is more than 80%. It's 88.69% if you set this right. So this comes down also to where you place your short put at, right? The additional short put on top of your long put spread. So basically this point, this strike, is where you want to place it at the expected move, right? So I explained this in detail in my previous video. If you haven't seen the video yet, go ahead and watch that first. So that is how you can set up the put ratio spread with a high probability of profit. Right, so if you were to take a look at the chart for a visual representation, you can see that this is how it looks like, right? So basically, the put ratio spread can be divided into three different zones, right? You have the top zone down here. Basically, this is where your minimum profit is anything above this long put strike which you have for the put ratio spread. This is your credit which you receive when you sold the put ratio spread. And then down here, this is where your tent is, right? So if you remember, if you recall down here, this is where your tent is. Anything above here, this is the minimum credit, and down here is your graveyard, which you do not want Mr. Market to visit. So if I were to just draw it on the chart down here, you can see this is how it would basically look like, right? So you have your tent here, and then at this point, this is where the graveyard will start to come, right? So anything above this point, so this is basically the zero profit line. All right, so if I would draw it all the way to the bottom so you can see it. So basically, as long as the market stays above this point by expiration, you will be all in profit. All right, so this is the maximum profit zone, which is ideally where you want the price to go to near expiration. This is where you want to catch it. All right, I call this the big catchment area, your tent. And anything past that will be a loss. So you can really see this on the chart. You can see that actually it is a very big range of profit. And for the market to really go past this point is a very low probability. Again, as you can see, if you set up properly, the probability is less than 11%. And if you recall the previous video which I did regarding the expected move, you will know that this number actually can be higher when it comes to practicality wise, right? Because empirically, in the past, the implied volatility always overstates the actual move. So this is all based on the implied volatility. And if history repeats itself, which more often than not it does, then the probability of it staying in this zone will usually be higher. All right, okay, so the next thing you want to understand is that the put ratio spread is actually very flexible, right? So a number of people have asked regarding the embedded put spread, right? The long put spread, where do we buy the long strikes, or the long put spread, where do you put it? Well, the thing is that this is very flexible, right? So in this example, you can see that there are two put strikes down here, and then one long put down here. But actually you can manipulate the strikes, right? You can have the long put slightly higher, and then this additional one put, you bring it up here so that the long put spread will be here, and then you have your short put spread down here still as well. You can just keep changing it. Or you could have actually a smaller tent, right? So that means your debit spread is not as wide. So let's say, for example, in this risk profile down here, you can see that the width of this long put spread is only 2.5 points wide, right? So only $2.50 wide, and you're receiving more credit. So if you will take a look at the previous example, you can see for this example, there is a $5 wide spread, all right? This is $5, and that is why your tent, right, your profit is about 500 plus the credit, and your credit which you receive is $1.05. But in this example, you can see that you have foregone the bigger, or rather the larger width long put spread, so that you can get a higher credit up front. So in a sense, you're sacrificing $2.50, right, in potential max profit for a guaranteed additional 0.6. How much was that? This is 0.5, so 0.60 cents, which is $60 in additional credit, right? So this is guaranteed that you get when you sell it, right? When you sell it, you will get this money, and then of course everything will be calculated upon expiration to see whether or not you get to keep this $60. So this is a trade-off down here. Do you prefer to have a lower credit upfront but have a higher potential profit from this point to here, or do you prefer to have a higher credit upfront and then have a lower potential max profit? So which one is better? The answer is that there's none that is better, because you have no idea what Mr. Market is going to do, right? Because all this is all in hindsight. If Mr. Market was to stay down here at expiration, right, or along this long planes, then of course this version of the put ratio spread would be better, because you'll be making much more from the credit which you receive. But if Mr. Market was to actually go down and then stay there at expiration, then this will actually make more for you, because he would be inside this tent where you will be able to make potentially the max profit of this tent. So again, this all comes down to your view on the market. So there's another way that you can do it. So in this case, let's say you want to have a bigger max potential profit. As you can see down here, this is much bigger and higher than the previous one. So what's happening down here is that you're foregoing more upfront credit so that you can get a bigger max potential profit down here. So in this case, this is $7.50, which is a max profit, potential max profit of $750 versus this $30 credit which you will receive. So in this case, you can see there are trade-offs down here. There's no one that is better than the other. It comes down again to where you think the market might be going, right? So you can see there's all a balance. So in this case, this is more upfront credit, this is more balance, and then this one is much more defensive, where you feel that the market, right, Mr. Market might have a chance that it will go lower. So one thing to also note is the break-even point. All right, so if you notice for this, the break-even point is much lower. This break-even is at 174.67. That is why you can see that the probability of profit is much higher down here. You can see the probability of profit is 90.93%, whereas in the previous example, all right, let me just remove this. This previous example, you can see that the probability of profit is only 85.93%, and you can see that the break-even point down here is much lesser. This is 178.35. Sorry, the break-even point is higher, 178.35 versus 174.67. So in a sense, in this case, it's much lesser chance for you to lose money compared to this down here, all right, where there's a higher probability of losing. But over here, you get a higher probability of making the profits, right, which is much more, $1.65 versus 30 cents. All right, so again, there are trade-offs down here. Now, the other way you can construct the put ratio spread is by changing up the strikes of your long put spreads. All right, so in the previous example, you can see that the short strikes, the short puts are all at the same strike. So that is why you have this 10 shape here, right? This is like a sharp cone, a pyramid shape. But when you come to this example down here, you can see that it's slightly flat at the top. That is because right now your short put is down here. You have one short put down here, but then the other short put is over here. All right, you got one short put here, one short put, and then your long put spread, your long put is over here. So that is why you do not have this sharp cone. So what this actually does compared to this is that you are actually widening your profit zone, or rather you're widening your max profit zone. If you compare to this, you can see that the zone for the max profit is very small. But then again, because of the strikes, this long put spread down here, let me just remove all these drawings again. Because all this long put spread, this long put spread down here is much closer, this long put spread down here is much closer to where the current market is. So as long as you keep pushing your long put spread closer and closer to where the current market price is, it will get more and more expensive, right? So your long put spread will get more expensive, and that means that the credit which you receive will be much lesser, right? So let's say if I were to see in this next example, you can see the credit becomes even lesser because right now I have the long put spread, the long put starting from 192.5, whereas in this example, I had it at 190. So what you're doing is that you're giving up more upfront credit, all right? Your upfront credit has been lesser by about 20, 30 cents, 25 cents, but then you are getting a larger profit zone compared to this one down here, where it's slightly narrower. So again, it's a kind of a trade-off of where you see the profit, where the market is going to go. So again, one thing you want to take note whenever you're constructing this put ratio spread is the probability profit and where your break-even price is. So these are the things that you want to take note of when you're constructing it. So this is where you can suit it to your view of the market. If you are very, very bearish, you think that the market is going to go down, then you want to create the put ratio spread where you have the highest max potential profit at the lower point and lesser credit up front. So this way, right, you have a bigger room to catch where the market might be going at expiration, right? So this, you have a very large profit zone, or rather a very high probability of profit compared, right, to your loss. And then compared to this, you can see this has a much lesser, lower probability of profit, but you have a pretty nice and wide profit zone as well. And for this, you can see, although you are defensive, you're defensive in a way whereby as long as the market just drops a little bit, you want to have the chance for it to enter this large profit zone. All right, compared to this tent, it has to go much further. It has to go to 190 before it can start to actually enter into this wide profit zone. For this, all it has to do is go to 192.5 for it to enter into this large profit zone. By the way, if you like this video so far, please subscribe and also click the thumbs up button, and also do get your free copy of the Options Income Blueprint, where I share the top 3 option strategies that help you generate a consistent income each month, trading just 1 to 2 hours a day, right? So if you want to go ahead to get this copy, just head on over to optionswithdavis.com/blueprint. All right, I'll see you in part 2 of this video.